Assalamu alaikum. Our lesson today is Body Control Part 1, Parts of the Nervous System. Before watching the video, please prepare your science booklet, scratch papers, and a pencil. Before you start, please read and follow these instructions. At the end of this video, students will be able to name the main parts of the nervous system and recognize a typical nerve cell and label its parts. Have you ever thought, how can we recognize the smell of a flower? The sour taste of lemon? How can we think or remember, or even what controls our body movement? Well, these are some of the functions of the nervous system. But do you know what the nervous system is? In this lesson, we are going to discover the parts of the nervous system and its functions. The nervous system can be divided into two parts. The central nervous system, shown in purple in this figure, and it includes the organs, brain, and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system, shown in dark yellow in this figure, and it includes the nerves. So let's sum up. The nervous system can be divided into two parts: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system consists of nerves. Starting with the brain, it is an organ of the central nervous system, and it is located inside the skull. But what about the parts of the brain? The brain mainly consists of three parts: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. The cerebrum. It is the largest part of the brain. The cerebrum has three main functions. First, it interprets input from the senses. Like when you catch a smell in the kitchen, the cerebrum analyzes this smell and lets you recognize that your mother had prepared tasty cookies. Also, the cerebrum controls the function of the skeletal muscles. In other words, the cerebrum allows your body to move. It also carries out the mental processes like learning, thinking, and remembering. The cerebellum, also called little brain, is located at the back of the brain, and it works on the coordination of muscles' actions. This would maintain the balance of your body in the different situations, thus preventing your body to fall down. The brainstem, which is the part of the brain connected to the spinal cord, is responsible for the control of the body functions that occur automatically, such as breathing and heartbeat. Now we move to the spinal cord. It is an organ of the central nervous system, and it is located in the free space of the bones of the vertebral column. The functions of the spinal cord can be summarized in 2 points. The spinal cord acts as a link between the brain and the PNS or nerves. This means it connects the brain and the body organs by nerves. Also, the spinal cord is responsible for reflex actions. Like when you step on a sharp pin, your spinal cord immediately gives an order to the muscles of your leg to move your foot away, thus avoiding injury. Or when you touch a hot object, it rapidly gives an order to the muscles of your hand to move it away. thus avoiding burns. Before we move to the peripheral nervous system, let's recall the location of the brain and the spinal cord, which are organs of the central nervous system. Yes, the brain is located inside the skull, which is a bone, and the spinal cord is located in the free space of the bones of the vertebral column. So, did you recognize something special here? Okay, so why are the brain and spinal cord located inside or between bones? You're right. The hard structure of bones protect these important and fragile organs. Now, let's move to the peripheral nervous system, which consists of the nerves. Your nerves are located in your whole body. The nerves transmit the nervous messages between the central nervous system and all the body parts. Some nerves carry messages from the central nervous system to body parts, and other nerves do that in the opposite direction. This means from the body parts to the central nervous system. Let us now test the knowledge you have just acquired. Label the organs of the nervous system. Pause the video, please, and think of it. Now let's correct. A refers to the brain, B to the spinal cord, and C to the nerves. Now let's label the parts of the brain. Pause the video again and think. It's time for correction. A is the cerebrum, you're right. B is the brainstem. And C refers to the cerebellum. Now open your booklet on worksheet 12 and solve part 1. You have 5 minutes to do this, so pause the video please and start your work. Let's correct your work now. The central nervous system is made up of brain, which is located in the skull, and the spinal cord, which is located in the vertebral column. The peripheral nervous system is made up of nerves, which are located in the whole body. Now you have to read well the text in part 3 of worksheet 12 and solve the questions that follow. Please pause the video and start. You have 7 minutes to finish this work. In order to infer the relationship between the organs we studied and the nerve cell, let's recall the levels of organization in a body system. A system is made up of different organs, an organ is made up of different tissues, and the tissue is made up of one kind of cells. With respect to the nervous system, it is made up of organs including the brain. The organ brain is made up of nerve tissues, and the nerve tissue is made up of nerve cells. Do you remember how we described the structure of a nerve cell? Yes. It has a star-like shape with many branches. Regarding its parts, Like any animal cell, a nerve cell has a nucleus, a cell membrane, and cytoplasm. In addition, a nerve cell has a special structure called the branches. To sum up with, in this lesson, we studied the parts of the nervous system, which are the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is made up of the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system is made up of nerves. Moreover, we studied the parts of the brain, which are the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. In addition, we studied the parts of a nerve cell, which are the nucleus, the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, and the branches. As an assignment,